Salt Lake Radio 209, voice of Utah in the Tri-County area. We got some breaking news coming in for y'all right now, so it's over to the news desk with Robert Grimes Shore. Bob, take it away.
Yesterday, we reported that a discredited former TV evangelist, wanted in 15 American states, had escaped custody. The man, referring to himself as the Reverend Eli Leroy Raccoon, is wanted for in excess of 200 counts, with federal offenses including burglary, petty theft, grand theft auto, extortion, fraud, criminal contempt of court, involuntary manslaughter, bigamy, and indecent exposure. Following the photograph posted on our website, we've been inundated with eyewitness sightings. We now go live to our on-the-spot reporter for some breaking news.
I'm reporting live from Beaver County, Utah. In the last few minutes, the sheriff has indicated that the Reverend Raccoon is believed to be within county lines. There are as yet unconfirmed reports that Raccoon has taken hostages. The local police have asked that we make the public aware that Raccoon has had military training and should not, under any circumstances, be approached or heckled.
Thanks, Bob. Stay tuned. Coming up next for the weather and traffic report with Tim Small.
Welcome, my brothers and sisters. And hello to Simon the Apostle, for he is with us tonight. Yes, he truly is. Now, I see some of you folks there will be thinking, is it? Could it be the man, the legend? Well, I will not keep you on tenterhooks. It is indeed I, the Reverend Eli Leroy Raccoon. That's double C, double O. And I am the first minister of extreme zealousy. I also suppose some of you folks will be thinking, Lordy, we didn't think he'd show. But I'm here tonight to spread the Lord's warm enlightenment. And by the divine inspiration invested in me and this little CB radio I have here in my pocket, you folks have just shy of 1 hour in my company before I make like a plantain and split. See, now what they said in that bulletin, that ain't true. Leastways, not about me being discredited. I am an accredited man of the Lord. And as for that there indecent exposure, well, it would be, wouldn't it? The one time, I say the one time, you forget to wear your undershorts, that's the time you split your pants on stage. Am I right? But you know, folks, I did not get a single complaint. I say not a single complaint from the good ladies of the American Bonsai Society when that most unfortunate incident occurred. As JC is my witness, God bless you, Johnny Cash. I am an outstanding soldier of our Lord. But as I look around me here tonight, I seem to think not many of you folks ever been to anything rightly religious before. But by the time you leave here tonight, you will know a lot more about me, a lot more about my fine religion, and you will leave here with a warm sense of enlightenment. You will leave here with your souls and your bodies rejuvenated. I say rejuvenated. Give me a boom. Give me a boom here, boy. You got a boom for Uncle Lee. Give me a boom. Give me a boom here, son. You got a boom for me? Whoa. Sister, you got a boom? Give me a boom for Uncle Eli now. Come on, boom. Give me a boom. I knew it. I knew you had a boom in there somewhere. That's right. Consider me the Reverend Raccoon, to be your guide and driver as we travel on this tour bus of enlightenment to our Lord's front door knocker. For see, I have bound together the strands of dismay, of doubt, and disbelief. And I have bound them into that one single strand of faith in which you can believe. Together, my soldiers, we combined. Come on, sister, give me a bind there. We combined. You got a bind there, son? We combined together. Together, son. That's right. As a loving son. We're going to do it all tonight. Now, on your behalf, I'm going to tell you what you're thinking. You're thinking, what is this thing called religion? Well, as Mark Twain once said, religion is a set of beliefs that the average man thinks is true and wishes he was certain of. Now, I can see you folks here tonight are very, very average. So what I'm going to do is what works for me. Bring this down to basics. I'm going to talk to you tonight about these here commandments. Specifically, 6 through to 9. See, that's murder, stealing, adultery, and bearing false witness. Now, when I first met Bible Mary, I'll tell you more about Bible Mary later on. But when I first met Bible Mary, she says to me, Eli, these here commandments, see, they're rather old-fashioned. They need a little fluffing up. They need some modernizing. Out of date. And she said it all boils down to one simple analogy. And that's to do with personal preferences. Now, I know you folks here tonight will all have your personal preferences. But I am concerned about your preferences for that most highly starched and desirable of vegetables, the potato. Now, Bible Mary asked me, and I'm about to ask you, if you was abandoned on a desert island and you had to choose a form of potato, now, which one would it be? See, you can have your potato whole, sliced, diced, mashed, chipped, roast, fried, or baked. So which one would it be? If you had to choose, now let me see. Anyone here for mashed? Anyone like mashed potato? You, sir, you at the back, mashed. And you there, sister. Why, you dribbly, feckless souls. You need to be more committed. You need to try harder. Mashed is not the choice for those who would tread the righteous path. Right, fries. Who's for fries? Must be some folks who like fries. Fries there? Fries there, sister? Fries, sister?
Fries.
Fries? Good. You revoke my very fiber. You would commit a fine vegetable to a pot of hot, burning oil. In the eyes of the Lord, you are filth. Your choice of vegetable reflects your moral values, which are highly defective. I hate you French frying bastards. Now, roasty. Who's for a roasty? Anyone for a roasty? Well, I'm afraid they do not count, sir. They are a mutated hybrid and discounted by the Lord. Finally, baked potato. Anyone for a baked potato? A baked potato, sister. Baked potato. Let me see those hands. Let me see those hands, sister. Let me see those hands, brother. Hallelujah! Oh, you are on the path of righteousness. You have chosen wisely. For you know, folks, even though the baked potato may be a little ugly on the outside, on the inside it is pure and fluffy. Just like the love that proceeds from our Lord. Plus it is versatile, and I quite like that. Now, I could not help but notice some of you folks here did not raise your hands. I can only assume you are either cannibals or you like a gratin. Either way, your souls are beyond salvation. Now, I have to tell you a little more about myself. For you see, I was born and raised a Presbyterian. You know, such folks like to get things off their chests, confessionals and such. But that was not the life for me. Too invasive. I did not wish for that which my siblings had to endure. See, my daddy had a trade. His daddy before him, and his daddy before him. Same trade, same country, same place. But I considered myself to be a man of resource. I wanted to see the world. It would be an exaggeration to say I worked for a living. But seeing so many folks with so much made me less of a rolling and more of a skimming stone, skimming across the ocean, occasionally breaking the surface to soak up a few more dollars before seeing where the next bounce was going to take me. Providence, Caswell County, North Carolina. Now, which lucky folks am I seeing today? Mr. and Mrs. Walton. The Waltons! Ha! Sounds kind of quaint, don't it? You know, I love these little old retired couples. And they make my mouth water. Why, here they are now. It's going to take them a little while to shuffle up to me. It's a fire sale, my friends. It's a fire sale. $90,000. That's $90,000 every single last cent. Why, we'll even steam clean the hot tub. I'll see if I can get you something that bubbles to go with that first dip. Downsizing? For I see from your appearance that you are a very fit and active couple. Tell me, do you have kids? 4 kids and 12 grandkids. I have just the one. Well, that's to say he's yet to make an appearance, but then you will know far more about the cost of these family additions than I. Oh, well, thank you, but you see, I have to make sure that we keep our medical cover up. Well, it's my wife. Let's just say the downstairs exit is out of use. He's going to have to make an appearance through the sunroof. C-section, that's right. Cesarean. They're gonna carve her open like a can of beans. Well, thank you, but enough of my domestic troubles. Now, as I was saying, rude health, 12 grandchildren, single story, accessible property, all for $90,000. Now then, did I say $90,000? Oh, my. That's me, you see, that's me reading the baseline. That's the baseline without the profit. I'm so sorry about that. The actual price is $100,000. I'm so sorry about that. I have misled you. I feel so bad about that. Well, you're very kind, and you're quite right. No renovations needed, but all the same, I feel plain awful about that. You see, problem we got here, Brian and, may I call you Kathleen? Oh, that's a lovely name. That was my mama's name. Problem we got here, Brian and Kathleen. Why, you are the sixth couple I've shown around this fine property in just 2 days. Why, any moment someone may appear with the $5,000 deposit and just snatch this fine property from under your noses. Now, what I can do to make up for my earlier error, you see, it is rather unorthodox, but if we could agree on a figure of $95,000, this fine property could be yours today. Just one more little problem, see? I mean, on your behalf, to protect your interests, if there was just some way we could, get that $5,000 deposit here by some means faster than a check. Just thinking out loud. Faster than a check. What's that? Cash? Well, I guess cash would work. So you see, folks, even though I was not affiliated to any organization or had any office space, nor indeed any actual properties to sell, I enjoyed my life in real estate. I also had a small line in automobile acquisition and selective house clearances. And after a few years of crisscrossing the cash-soaked plains of the southern states, I had acquired more cash than I had transferable skills. You see, once you're in my line of work, it's kind of hard to get out of it again. Multiple drop-off points, a fair few lodging houses in different towns, and more identities than I had bank accounts. Woodfins, Buncombe County, North Carolina. A moderately priced property by virtue of an advertisement in the Buncombe Bugle. Not an instrument I had used before, but you have to keep a close eye on your past to plan for your future in my line of work. Now, who have we got today? Ooh, Ms. White. Ms. White. Why, that is a really bland name, Ms. White, Ms. White. Sounds just like an elderly spinster. Wow. They're always a sure thing. Oh, wow! Home run! Miss White, recently divorced in receipt of a divorce settlement, needs a property in a hurry, has asked for and been assured of complete confidentiality. Now, if she's prepared to give me that much information in our first call, this is going to be just peachy. Oh, yes, like a lovely, ripe, succulent Juicy. Oh, this must be her coming now. Oh, wow. Hey, Miss White does not look like Miss White. A cowgirl look. Hubba bubba. Miss White. Why? Miss White. White. Oh, it was white there, Miss White, on the tip of my tongue. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, you're quite right. I should not have done that. So, Miss White, you're here for the flat. Yes, you're here for the flat. Oh, big wheels keep on turning. Yes, Miss White. Well, it's $90,000 every single last cent. Why, we'll even steam... Cash? You want to pay $90,000 in cash? Well, I guess you... Whoa there, honey. Whoa. Just give me a... Just hold your... God damn it. I'm going to level with you, Miss White. Marcia, steer well clear of this property, honey. It has rising damp. The neighbors are toxic. Oh, and the roof leaks. Me? Oh, I'm out of Great Clips, Macon County. Really? Really? Well, I guess it is a small world. So you see, Miss White turned out to be Miss Right. And by a significant coincidence, considering my earlier cover story, my boy Sammy was born 18 months later. And he did appear through the sunroof via a cesarean. My gift from God and from Marcia. I was 4 days shy of my 48th birthday. I thought it was too late for me. But that boy.
Indeed. Now, if I could invite all the performers, the writers, and let's go in order. Grab a chair, sit around, and we'll have a chat.
Initial impressions of the character, and if they did change, how did they change within the piece?
I thought from the bit on the radio, I was expecting a much more brazen character from the go. I'm obviously only seeing like half a piece or quarter piece, so we don't really know where it goes. But you've got like, it seems like this massive police chase going on, and it didn't quite step off into kind of, whoa, this guy is dangerous, or this guy is. Do you know what I mean? I actually really liked the character. It wasn't that. It's just with that backdrop of audio, and I almost wanted a bit more showbiz just at the start. Even if that then settled down to actually, I'm going to tell you a story about my life, just a little bit more to transition would have been. I'd quite enjoyed that, just a bit more.
Yeah, well, so you play the thing about a hostage situation is you have an image in your mind that was absolute nutter walking on. Which you get in some parts, but it's not as sort of, I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does. We're redoing the introduction slightly, so it is to be redone before it's publicly aired. So maybe that might be slightly.
We did a version of it at the Buxton Fringe this time last year, and he was much more animated at the start of that. Yeah. Came on with a bottle of whiskey in one hand. He did appear to be much overtly a man on the run, so that the rest of the plays developed a bit, but yeah, the intro probably hasn't kept up with the rest of it. It's good.
I was very delighted by the unexpected turn it took, that he was revealed to be quite human and love was in his life. I thought, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that, which is really nice. We love that. What is nice that? Because we're always, this is the thing, and I keep saying it, my background, I'm a theatre director, that's what I do. And I always say to actors, just get on with it. The audience are already there, and you're kind of giving them all this time, and you're thinking about it all, and just get on with it. We're there, we're ahead of it, they're always ahead. And you know, the next thing I'm directing is a Jacobean revenge tragedy. Those writers knew that, and they're just like, what, you know, you've got to go, oh my God, you're kind of hanging on to the play because it's going so fast, because they know how sharp audiences are. So I think we love anything that is surprising and doesn't stay in the same thing for too long and is constantly keeping us moving.
I felt it was quite politically relevant in that it made me think of Trump a bit, just because how strange it is how much people love his aggression.
Trump gets a mention later on in the play.
So it kind of, I believed that he could be a reverend in that sort of being really aggressive about the religion, and how much people seem to like that.
Well, they do in America.
Yes, in America.
That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, the character was originally based on some disgraced American TV evangelists who revealed his con name quite a long time ago. But that's what was the kind of germ of the character.
Do you have any other questions for the audience?
Yeah, did you follow the conversations with the Waltons and Miss White in terms of visualising them being there, I suppose?
I was a bit confused about Miss White, actually, because as soon as I thought she was going to con him, and then that didn't happen, so I thought, oh, that's not happening. And then he obviously fancied her, but then she didn't like that he fancied her, but then all of a sudden they are together. So I was a little bit confused about it. The Waltons one, I thought was fine. That came across really, really very well. But yeah, I didn't quite understand how they became partners. And that might just be me.
It's because he didn't rip her off.
Yeah,
Don't go near the hand. He was honest.
He
was honest with
yes,
her.
but why would she? That still didn't make sense. Why would she? Why would she fall in love with the con man?
But he didn't know it was a con man when he met her for the first time.
But she did. He admitted he was a con man.
Eventually,
So,
he was going to say practically not.
and then he said, "Oh, I'm not going to do it."
There is a piece towards the end, which is kind of the kind of so that there is a little bit of a kind of reveal about their relationship towards the end. So
So it doesn't get explained.
Yeah. So because there's a sort of a bit more the conversation you see there is actually a longer conversation, and there's a reference to those bits you don't hear at that time. So
I did like his conversations with people that weren't there. I found them really believable. You know, I could imagine the people, all of them, so I really did like that.
Oh, that's good, because we struggle with that.
Yeah, I think it is difficult to do. It is really difficult, and you have to get it right for it to be believable. And I think you did, definitely.
That's great. And is that the end of your questions? Have you got one more for us?
No, I think I've leave it there.
Okay, that's any more for any more? Gareth?
I really like it when he speaks in idioms. I know we've had this conversation before, Jeremy, but the bits where he's talking about being more of a skimming than a rolling stone, and kind of all of those bits, they're really fun because we're, as Fiona was saying, audiences like being there with you. We're in on those jokes as well. So I'd say make more of those. And you can make more of that boils down pun running into the bit about the potatoes, I think.
And I think that we can also wait sometimes for the response from the, because when you are, playing with someone from the audience, they will react in some way. So just wait for that. You are not rash and it doesn't stop anything or something. So I really want to see that interaction a bit more.
That's very good. And you got a comment?
I think the potatoes section was so strong. I'd be tempted to push that to the start. I think it's a kind of standalone section and it draws the audience in. It sets the tone. After the sort of radio part where you're expecting something comic, it was kind of disconcerting that you weren't quite sure what the tone of this piece was in the first section. Whereas the kind of potato sequence, it was so strongly a very funny piece. I wonder about shifting that forwards.
It's sort of been moved forward about 2/3 of the play. So.
That's good. So as an audience, you felt that you kind of went, oh, now I know where we are in the potato section. Yeah.
Right. And to be honest, for me it was like the part before the potatoes and after the potatoes. And before the potatoes, I was, to be absolutely honest, I was so annoyed. I was like, when it will end, I don't want to sit in the aisle, like, oh, yeah.
But the potatoes won you round.
But potatoes put it really up. And I'm just, to say my point, I'm just not sure what you wanted to tell with the start, because I'm just not sure if you were telling anything else than the potato story. Because, or it was pretty similar to that, and I think it would be much shorter.
Get to the potatoes.
Yeah. We're needing to wrap up quite soon, so these are all really, really valuable points.
But I don't actually agree with that.
No, but that's
I just wanted to say that. I don't agree with that. I actually like the potato.
This is the great thing. There will be as many different opinions about what you've seen as there are people in the audience, and that's
the
always
reason.
the case. And we also have some quietly appreciative people as well, which is wonderful. So I'd like to thank you all for coming, and I'd like to, we should have one more round of applause for our Thank you very much indeed, and good luck in Edinburgh. And thank you.
Sorry, can I just ask when the production is going on Edinburgh?
There you go.
Well, we're quite late on, aren't we?
Yeah, noon, 21st and 29th of August, see when you'll see we'll play on at 1:15 in the same venue.
What's it called?
This place called The Life and Times of Reverend Raccoon, and the other place called Communicate, which is a three-hander.
And we're pulling out the space our jury's in the 2030 at about 2:30.
Great stuff.
A really nice place.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.
We're on Twitter.
Thank you.